kind of their heartbeat, their leader on the defensive side, Shaq Thompson, done for the year, expected. Which is really the only tinge on the defense. The defense is good for the Panthers. Their depth is being tested, but 24 points week 1, 20 points allowed week 2, that's good. That's fine. You can live with that. You can win with that. If you give up 24 points or less in every game, you have to look to your offense and go, hey, I need 25.
Yeah.
Give me 27.
Well, if you would have asked the Panthers before the game or told them, hey, you're going to keep the Saints to 20 points or less, like, okay, you take it.
And by the way,
in the NFL, absolutely.
For the first half, you're not going to be able to guard Michael Thomas, and you're still going to put up 20 points, or you're going to give up 20 points or less. Sign me up. I am very, very impressed by what the Panthers defense was able to do last night, and it didn't always feel like they were dominant, but they did force turnovers. They set up the offense a few times, which they couldn't really capitalize on, which is an issue with the offense.
Yeah, they got an interception, put the offensive plus territory, then 4 plays later, fumbled, turnover. And that's the let the air out of the balloon moment. Right, because after a turnover, your offense is on the field. That's the balloon is inflated as far as it can go. Everybody is excited. Momentum's on your side, and then that was air being let out of the balloon, by the way, in case you were confused with my sound effects. And now you have to look around and you say the defense is playing well. We should be excited about the defense. However, the injuries are starting to pile up. Jaycee Horn hurt in game 1. He'll be out for a while. Shaq Thompson, you just heard at the top, hurt in game 2. Let's skip to that clip here. Frank Reich, what they're going to miss with Shaq Thompson out.
I was texting him last night, and, he's already talking about trying to figure ways he's going to get back. This is before he has all the news, all the stuff, but, trying to figure out a way he's going to help the team. These injuries hurt, but, as I said yesterday and will continue to say, the train's got to keep going on, and you can love your brother and feel bad for your brother, and at the same time understand we got to have the next man up mentality.
I think the talent on field loss is big. Shaq Thompson is kind of a unique off-ball linebacker. He can run, he can cover, he can do all of those sorts of things. I think the leadership is what they're going to miss the most, right? Shaq Thompson. And by the way, I said almost this exact same thing on the WRAL News this morning. Every Tuesday I'll be joining them at about 9:10. You want to catch some Panthers talk. But in the preseason, when the Brian Burns contract negotiations and he was holding in and everybody was in the dark and most players weren't really commenting on it, Shaq Thompson was the one that felt comfortable saying, hey, as long as he's here by Wednesday of week 1 practicing, we're good. Right, he was the one that kind of put the parameter, like I speak for the team kind of feel. And then you watch a game, right? You watch a game. Who's the one doing the most talking on the sideline? Who's the one leading things during timeouts? It's Shaq Thompson. When he went out with the injury, I was hoping so much that the next offensive possession would be like a 12-play drive for the offense, because I knew the defense on the sideline was going to have to take a lot of, all right, here's what we're going to do without him. You're going to have to take over this part of his role. You're going to have to take over this part of his role. There was going to be a big shakeup just in the kind of cultural society of the defense. Then you mix in, Brian Burns was limping for a minute or two at a time last night. Right, the social media videos were there of him getting wrapped or him walking up and down the sideline trying to shake it off. And even with all of that, Jaycee Horn out from game 1, Shaq Thompson out midway through game 2, Brian Burns in and out getting wrapped. It didn't slow him down much. It didn't. The Saints never looked like they had oh, thank goodness, we get a break now with so-and-so hurt. Frankie Louvu was really good. Making... Even like he had, 2 sacks? And then on top of that, there were a few times where me and Dennis were watching the game together at Carolina Ale House downtown Raleigh, where I audibly went like, whoa. And it was just Frankie Louvu lighting up a running back because he got through the first level of protection. And, like Jamal Williams or Tony Jones Jr. stepped up to block him. And even if they did a good job of keeping him from getting to Derek Carr, I guarantee you they're waking up today feeling like they got hit by a Mack truck.
Like that guy got popped.
Frankie Louvu does not mess around when he gets the green light from his coaches to attack the quarterback. Oh, and by the way, today's his birthday. Happy birthday, Frankie Louvu. Jeremy Chinn, really good when he was out there. Talk about a big hit down on the goal line.
Yeah.
I mean, read the play, said you're not going to fool me. Hit stick, for those of you that played Madden 7 years ago, whenever the hit stick was a thing. The monkey in the middle swatting down of the pass, where he's coming off the edge. Jeremy Chinn, from his kind of hybrid safety linebacker role, is blitzing off the edge. He recognizes it's going to be a quick pass, so he doesn't keep running towards the quarterback. He simply jumps, and he is equidistant between the quarterback and the receiver, like dead center, right? The part where you're playing monkey in the middle, you don't want to be because they're just going to throw it over you. He just jumps up and swats it down like a basketball play. Looked like a volleyball spike. He was going up for the block. I don't know what his vert was at the combine. Looked like it was about 38. Just eye test. Derek Brown was really good. You realize how tough it is to have me multiple times go, wow, that defensive tackle is playing really well, and it's not Aaron Donald, it's somebody else? That's really impressive by Derek Brown. There's really nothing else you can ask for from the defensive play, from the execution on the field. Are there injuries? Yeah. Are they going to have to overcome them? Yep. Did C.J. Henderson get manhandled by Michael Thomas occasionally? Absolutely. But you know what C.J. Henderson did really well? He did the weird defensive back thing where no matter how many times you get beat, you're still the most confident guy in the field.
Oh, yeah.
And it may sound stupid, but that matters, right? Defensive backs, more so than any other position, have to have complete and total, like, play-by-play amnesia. Michael Thomas caught like 7 passes in a row, and then he ran a ball, in-breaking route, like a little slant, where he actually got open, and the ball was a little behind him, and he didn't catch it. You would have thought C.J. Henderson had made the game-sealing interception in the Super Bowl. But that's how you stay engaged as a defensive back. If you ever looked around and went, wow, I'm giving up a lot of passes today, you're not going to be very good on the next play. So C.J. Henderson has his flaws. He had his flaws, made his mistakes filling in for Jaycee Horn, but you couldn't tell from him. That's what you want out of your defensive backs. I want defensive backs getting benched and screaming at the coach, but I'm the greatest defensive back in the world. Because that's the only way it works. I do have to ask this question, and we're going to dive into it bigger, though, because we don't have enough time here to fully wrap our arms around it. Why in the world did Jeremy Chinn play 27 snaps and not every gosh darn snap for the defense?
Yeah.
He played 35% of the snaps on defense. We'll round that down to 33 and a third and say he played a third of the snaps. He needs to play every snap. I'll settle for 90%.
Okay.
If you want to be like, oh, he's a versatile piece, he has to come out occasionally, fine. That's borderline malpractice from Ejiro Evero, the defensive coordinator, or whoever's deciding when Chinn is in there or not. Every single play, it makes sense. And I guarantee you, it makes sense to have him out there more than 27 plays a game.